and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old cagey outlaw to the north, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases and a lot of pickups this week. A lot of cool stuff through the door this week. Another very, very busy week. But of course, before we get to that, before my wife comes here for the mailbag, we got some housekeeping. We got to talk about Hulkamania, brother. But first, Patreon, of course, it is the month of October. It is the spooky season. We're creeping it real right here today. We do got giveaways over on Patreon. It is the Mummy. It is Frankenstein's Monster. NECA Universal Monsters. One Patreon member will win these. Check out the Patreon link in the description below for your chance to enter. A lot going on Patreon. I said it yesterday in the toy news. Lots of videos. Months and months, years in some instances, worth of videos over there. A lot of stuff's come through the door the last month. All of it's going to Patreon first. So if you want really early access to stuff, and as I always say, I get a message about every single day. When are you going to review this? When are you going to review that? And a lot of times, I reviewed it 3 days ago, 4 days ago, or it's been on my Patreon for about a month. One of these days, it'll get out there. Have a lot of that going on. So if you're into early videos, you want to support the channel, you want to check out some other stuff, you want to be involved in a monthly Q&A, you want all the glamour shots ahead of time, all the videos ahead of time for both channels, you want giveaways, all kinds of stuff, head over to the Patreon. Best way to support the channel, as I always do say. So shout out to all the Patreon members out there. But of course this week, it was about Hulkamania. He was running wild, brother. We were getting after it over there in Omaha, Nebraska. Of course, I got to work, so I was working all over. I work all over the Midwest, so a little work trip over to Nebraska and a little meet and greet with the Hulkster went pretty good, I will say. And a lot of people diving in on the comments, a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, Kyle, you're a giant. How tall are you? And I've mentioned before how tall I am. And my dad, 6'8", he's a giant. AJ and Big Justice, they're ducking our challenge. It's supposed to be next weekend. More on that in a second. But I am 6'1", probably 6'2" with shoes. So I hear that a lot. I go to a toy show, run into somebody, they say, oh my gosh, you're way taller than I thought. You're a bigger guy than I thought you were going to be. Newsflash to everybody out there, I am not standing up. I am sitting down right here to do these videos. Some people I think I'm just standing. I'm real height. I'm just standing here, walking around back and forth. Nope, I'm sitting. So, yeah, I'm about 6'1", 6'2" with shoes, depending on what shoes I'm wearing, I guess is what I'll be. So, I always think I'm a little guy just because everybody in my family is way taller than me. I'm the runt of the litter, so I always feel like a little guy. But a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, you got to be 6'6", 6'7". No, Hulkster's had a lot of surgeries. He shrunk in size. I don't think Hulkster was ever 6'7" or 6'8", though. I bet he was probably 6'5", maybe 6'7" with his boots on, possibly. Same thing with Andre the Giant. I bet Andre the Giant was more like 7 feet tall. You know, some people say 7'6", 7'4", 7'1", 7'2". He was a big guy, but I remember as a kid seeing Andre the Giant, seeing my dad, knowing he's a legit 6'8", because I used to measure him. I'd lay him down next to the aircraft carrier, see his length. And I remember Andre walking by us and just kind of seeing and just kind of going, he's not that much taller than my dad. So sizing's everything, I guess, at the end of the day. So get that out of the way. That seemed to be the big question. What's going on with Hulkamania? And then a lot of people saying, oh, I hate Hulk Hogan. I lost respect for Hulk Hogan. Or I lost respect for you, Kyle, for seeing Hulk Hogan. Come on now. Who's not going to go to a free meet and greet with Hulk Hogan? Come on. Even me, and I'm going to tell you guys right here, I've said it before, all this Hulkamania hate, where were you guys back in 1988, 1989 when Kyle was on that train saying, Hulkamania, it's a fraud, it's terrible. I think Bobby Heenan was the only one on my side. But all you guys out there, I'm calling you all out right here. Hulkamania forever, brother, forever. forever. And then he does other stuff and like, oh, I can't believe Hulk Hogan. Well, you should have been on my train way back when. I told you guys, you should have listened to me when I was a little kid on the playground. That's what you should have been doing. But come on, people just get too worked up with these politics. Politic-free channel over here. It is Hulk Hogan. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest pro wrestler of all time. Say what you want. I'm a Warrior guy. I'm not a Hulk Hogan guy. And I'm going to visit Hulkamania. And you know for sure I'm going to stick it to Hulkamania. I respect Hulk Hogan, especially a little bit more this year with all the figures. I'm enjoying the Hulk Hogan figures. But at the end of the day, I bleed Warrior. I bleed the face paint of the Ultimate Warrior. And I'm going to stick it to Hulkster anytime I can. So I got to meet Hulk Hogan. Of course, when I went up to the Hulkster, what was I wearing? You guys, some of you guys commented. He was wearing a Sheiky Baby pullover. That's what I was wearing. I wanted to put it out there. I wasn't wearing a Hulkamania shirt. I was putting over the Sheik. And that's immediately what the Hulkster said. He said, Sheiky Baby, in like a chic voice as I walked up. Then he reached out to shake my hand, and I looked him dead in the eye, and I said, Hulkster, never forget WrestleMania 6. That's what I told him right then and there. And then you can see in the picture, he didn't smile a whole lot. I think he didn't know what to take of that, of course. Because the Warrior, he changed wrestling forever. He really ended Hulkamania, or a piece of it, that night at WrestleMania 6. But Hulk Hogan could have been nicer, put his arm around me, said, hey, thanks, brother, all that kind of stuff. The brother thing, of course, as we do know. But it was cool to meet Hulk Hogan, and like I said, it was basically for free. Now, the place I went was like a wine and spirit shop. You could pre-order, pre-book your pass, whatever you want to call it, online. It was $42.99 to reserve your spot in line. I was number 120. They were only selling 250 of these. So I got in there, and I didn't have to wait in line. I did get there early thinking, oh, I'm going to have to wait in line, but they didn't. They said, we're going to go 1 through 10, come through, 10 through 20, and so forth. And they said, keep it to 10 seconds. And some people did, some people didn't, like any kind of meet and greet there. But they had all kinds of food trucks and all kinds of stuff. So it was a pretty nice event, all in all. 10 seconds with the Hulkster is all you were going to get. But I was number 120, and I'm very thankful I pre-ordered that because they went the online people first. Then after that, it was like the next 100 people that bought inside the store got to go. After that, it was all the people that just wanted a free photo op. So that was a dangerous piece of business. I'm pretty sure most of those people, if any of them didn't get pictures with Hulk Hogan, there was way too many people. But what did that $42.99 get you? It got you two 12 packs of Hulk Hogan's beer. I am not a beer drinker. I did sample that beer. They were giving samples out. And it was actually okay. It was better than I thought it would be. So I haven't had a beer in probably 15 years, something like that. I don't drink beer. So it was interesting to try, I guess. But you got two 12 packs of beer. They were $19 plus, bottle deposit and tax and all that. So that's a heck of a deal. One of those cases of beer was autographed by Hulk Hogan. The other one was to drink or whatever. Then you got your meet and greet with Hulk Hogan as well. So for $42.99, steal of a price, if you ask me, especially to beat the lines, beat the traffic, beat all that kind of stuff. I'd do it all over again if I had to. So it was a cool event. Hulkster making the rounds all over the United States with this real American beer. Your mileage may vary, as they do say, of course. And I did film a lot of it, what I could. I mean, how much can you film of a 2-second engagement with Hulk Hogan? But I have my buddy film a little bit there. So you'll see some of that in a future video on the channel. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, as I always do tell you to do. So that's my little time with the Hulkster, Hulkamania right there. Also, a few other things going on this week, into next week, I guess, a little housekeeping stuff. Getting ahead on a lot of videos because I will be gone next week. I am headed up to Minneapolis. Shout out to Minneapolis. I'll be up there. I have a big presentation on Tuesday I got to give, so I got some work stuff. Then I'm going to be on vacation Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday the following week because I got a lot of work to do. Good friend of the channel, good brother, Jeff George, flying into Minneapolis. I'll be meeting him up there as Tuesday night we will be going to the Iron Maiden show together. Should be a heck of a time. Do some other stuff around the cities. Then head back to my house for a couple of days. Then next Saturday, there's a toy show. There is AEW Collision next Saturday night. Jeff and I will be right there in the front row cheering on everybody. So look for us on TV once again. And then we're going to spend the night in St. Charles, Illinois because the Kane County Toy Show is that Sunday. Then he flies back from Chicago. So it's going to be a very busy week next week. A lot of stuff to go, a lot of content to come. So look forward to all that stuff on the channel. So going to be good to see old Jeff. Jeff's going to do some videos with us, I think, when he's here. We'll see what ends up happening there. We're even going to do a Patreon Q&A, I think, is what we're going to look at doing. So stay tuned for all that stuff. Another reason to join the Patreon, as I always do say as well. But that's the housekeeping. Now we got to get down to it. We got to bring my wife in. It's time for the question of the week. What is up, everybody? It's time for the mailbag. The mail girl, Angie's here. She's not an old bag. She's just a mailbag is what she is. Angie, welcome back to the channel.
I'm here.
She's here. She's ready to go. She's tired. She needs to get up. Maybe he needs to do some lines of blow like the Hulkster back in the day, maybe. Who knows? But Angie here today for the mailbag. And, of course, you want to be the question of the week. Put your question in the comments down below. And, of course, question of the week brought to you this week by jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15%. Gotta get a deal out there. Angie, it's dangerously close to Halloween. It's going to be quite the week next week. We got company coming over. We got a busy week next week. So, Angie, are you ready for the question of the week?
Sure.
Ready as she ever will be, of course. So, Angie, take it away.
Okay, this is from Mock Turtle 4911. My question, in the spirit of Halloween, is what weird characteristics of a movie creep you out? For me, it's when I can hear a character's voice, but the mouth is not moving or visible, like V for Vendetta or Johnny Got His Gun.
Have you seen either of those movies?
No.
I've never seen either of them, but I know Johnny's Got His Gun mostly from the Metallica video of One back in the day, and I always thought that was the biggest, craziest thing to think about was, of course, it was like, I think it was World War I, if I'm not mistaken, Johnny's Got His Gun. I'm pretty sure it was World War I. He got his, like, arms blown off, his legs blown off, his face blown off. He was still alive, but he was basically stuck inside his own head. He couldn't communicate to anybody. He couldn't do anything. He's just sitting there like talking to himself basically. Like, why can't you understand me? And I remember I had to have been like 8 years old when that Metallica video came out probably. And I just remember being like, man, that would just be the craziest thing ever. And it made you think, old Johnny and his gun. But I understand what he's saying. You can't see the mouth moving. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, I can see that being creepy. Not creepy for me. Is that creepy for you? No. What is creepy for you, Angie?
I don't know.
What do you hate in your horror movies? I think we know this.
Do we?
Yeah. What do you always hide your eyes from, obviously?
Oh.
So it's got to be that, right?
The actual killing.
Yeah, you don't like the blood and guts. You don't like the gore and stuff.
I just feel bad for the people.
You feel bad for the people. It's a movie. It's not a documentary. Angie goes into all horror movies thinking it's a documentary. She's like, we were watching Basket Case last week. Oh, documentary of that poor family. That poor family, what happened to them? No, but for me, there's only one thing that really creeps me out, and Basket Case has a little bit of it. It is stop motion animation. So like the Tool Undertow video is the perfect. I hate Tool to this day. I don't want anything to do with Tool. That video, for whatever reason, it'd be midnight. I'd be watching Headbangers Ball. I'd be in like 5th grade, and it just creeped me out. It just gave me the heebie and the jeebies both at the same time. Ever since then, claymation stuff like that just is too weird for me. It's just too weird. Like Nightmare Before Christmas, that kind of stuff. It's like, it's not scary, but I just don't like that animation style. So for me, that's what creeps me out. I just don't like it. But that Undertow video for Tool, for whatever reason to this day, still creeps me out. And I maybe got that from Basket Case because there's that stop motion thing in Basket Case. So I don't know what it is, but get your stop motion out of here. I don't want any part of it. It's not for me. But that's for Angie, it's the gore. It's the blood and guts. She gives you one of these and then kind of peeks through sometimes. Is it over? Is it over? Oh my gosh. She gives you one of those. So that's it. That's question of the week. If you want to be the question of the week, put your question in the comments down below. Until next time, Angie, until the question of the week. See you guys all real soon. No, wait. We got the weekly purchases. All right, time for weekly purchases. Got a couple of rounds this week. A big week of weekly purchases in more ways than one. Got big stuff to start one, and we'll just start off with the biggest stuff first, I guess. Big box is what I do mean. Did get this one off the truck here today. It is Mondo. It is Batman the Main Animated Series Bane. And I'm not going deep down this rabbit hole. I'm not getting the Man-Bat. I'm not getting Clayface. I'm not getting Scarecrow. I'm just getting Bane and, of course, Batman. Those are the only two I'm going to get. That's where I'm drawing the line. But I did get Bane through the door this week, finally. A big, beefy boy, if there ever was one, through the door this week. But that's not it from Mondo. I went to Jay's CD and Hobby, jaystoysandgames.com online. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15%. That's exactly what I did. What did I pick up this week? Finally picked up an old Mondo Masters of the Universe I needed in Man-at-Arms. So I did get this Man-at-Arms here. Of course, there's a new Man-at-Arms coming out probably next year from Mondo. But now I got the classic version here. So 2 big Mondo purchases this week through the door. But we're not done with big purchases. Here's another big one that came via Amazon this week. It is the Playmates, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Technodrome. So I did get this through the door. A lot of people that pre-ordered this, getting this week, I would imagine, through the door of the old Technodrome. And then one last piece of big business right here. $30 on clearance at Target. Couldn't pass it up for that price. It is the Batmobile, Batman, the animated series, $30 at local Target. Got to get a deal out there. We know how that goes. Pick that up this week as well. So this is the big stuff out of the way. This is round number 1 of weekly purchases. All right, time to dive into round number 2, the final round of weekly purchases. I think I got it all here around me, and let's just dive in, I guess, is where we'll start over here. We're going to start with a little G.I. Joe. Did get the retro Cobra officer, or Cobra Trooper through the door this week, so retro Cobra Trooper looking pretty good. And through the door, it only took 1 day to ship to me, Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Quicksilver. So we got the old school Quicksilver through the door. Happy to have that in the collection as well. Got this one this week, Origins Viper. Viper, of course, hitting stores right now. Be on the lookout. Looking interesting here as usual. Looking good. How about a little Masterverse? Of course, the Horde Trooper, the big Horde Trooper, Mattel Creations exclusive. I didn't just get 1 of those. Didn't just get 2 of those. I picked up 3 of these this week. It is an army builder. Going to display 2 with normal looks and then 1 with that kind of Nosferatu head is my plan, at least right there. But looking good through the door. Already unboxed this one on the channel. Check out the video if you missed it. Marvel's Outriders through the door this week. Looking good, feeling good. Got that one. How about a little DC McFarlane, our friend Todd over there in New York City this week. Gold label Hal Jordan Walmart exclusive. Came across these out on the hunt this week. And I also found Effigy. Saw a lot of Effigies out and about town this week as well. Platinum Edition. Probably unbox both of these together on Kyle Peterson 2.0, so make sure you subscribe to that channel, as I always do say. How about a little Lucy figure this week? I haven't got a loose figure in a while. I really want to collect all of these. Have not done it yet. One day it's on my to-do list. We're talking about Galoobs way back in the day. We're talking the UK exclusives. Elegante, one of my all-time favorites. I loved Elegante. I loved Giant Gonzalez as a kid. I wish I would have known this was a thing when I was a little kid. Obviously not living in the UK, didn't know it even existed. But oh man, the amount of fun I would have had playing with this back in the day. Missed opportunity, but did get him through the door this week. I do got the Freebirds. I guess I got to track down the Steiners. I got to track down Arn Anderson, Ric Flair. I got to track down, of course, 2 different versions of Lex Luger, like 3 different versions of Sting. I got the Freebirds. Oh, Dustin Rhodes. There's a lot. Big Josh. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but we'll see. A little bit of that old-fashioned long game. How about a little MLW figures? Now over on Power Town, I guess, but we got Lince Dorado. Of course, he's Lucha Lit, as we do know. We got EJ Naduke, a sleeper figure. I didn't realize he was a giant. I thought he was a little cruiserweight. We're going to unbox all 3 of these figures together on the channel probably sometime this week. And then Microman, the smallest wrestling figure ever released. Can't wait to dive into him as well. So I got a little MLW fusion through the door this week, of course, via Boss Fight. And then finally over here on this side of the fence, I already unboxed him. Couldn't wait. Old Starduster right here. Starduster through the door, unboxed on the channel already. Check that one out if you did miss that. Now we're going to finish up the weekly purchases with some wrestling figures, it looks like right here. Got the brand new Top Picks Jey Uso yeeting all over everybody. Be careful of all this yeet juice everywhere. Got him through the door. Starting to hit Walmart right now. I guess a lot of people have been seeing these at Walmart. The brand new Triple H Ultimate Edition. Once again, Walmart exclusive, part of the Monday Night Wars line. And speaking of Monday Night Wars, how about a little greatest hits? Shawn Michaels and Triple H. So I still need to get Eddie Guerrero and I still need to get Bam Bam Bigelow. Hopefully sooner rather than later. We got those 2 going on right there. Then I went to my local Kohl's with my wife. She was buying something. We had some Amazon returns, and I went over there to the toy section to see what was going on. Check out my figure hunt next week for more on that, but it looks like they got shippers hitting Kohl's right now, so eagle-eyed collectors, head over there. I did get these brand new championship packs here. I got, of course, Jimmy Uso, and you can't have Jimmy without Jay during happier times, as we do know. Also picked up The Undertaker. Now, by buying these 3 figures, I got a $10 Kohl's cash, basically a $10 Kohl's gift card. They also had $10 off as well on top of that, and I ended up getting this one for free is what I ended up doing. So it's Dominic and Ray. Didn't really want this one, but it really equaled out free, and I wasn't just going to leave the money on the table. I was going to use it. So I did get this Main Event Showdown. Picked that one up. So stay tuned for that unboxing as well. And then I did pick up a second Hulk Hogan Mean Gene Okerlund this week as well. Needed this for my collection. I'm going to turn this into this Mean Gene. I'm going to pop the head off and turn this into a Bruno Sammartino commentator figure. for my collection, because I don't think Mattel's ever going to make that figure. I don't think so, at least. They probably will next week now. Who knows? Whoa, stop the clock. Got 2 more things I almost forgot totally about. How about a Real American? Yeah, a Real American beer from the Hulkster. Of course, part of that, there it is, Hulk Hogan's signature. Obviously not the best Hulk Hogan signature ever. He goes through all these cases just really quick with a Sharpie. Is what it is. I'm not too complained about it. I'm not too mad about it. It is what it is, like I said. So I do got the Hulk Hogan Real American Beer, brother. We're going to down 12-pack. Maybe not. Maybe not. Last thing, I did get a special gift through the mail, a special packaging, I guess, is what we'll call it here, from our friends over there at Mattel. Shout out to the Mattel team. They did send me this, and we got the shark. It's coming through. What is this? It's a 30th anniversary Street Shark. A little promotional package here. So I haven't looked inside, not sure exactly what's in here. I assume some figures. You never know what else might be in here. But we'll unbox this on the channel. We'll talk about this. We'll celebrate 30 years of jawsomeness with the Street Sharks here from Mattel. So I did get that through the door as well. But there it is. That's the weekly purchase. A big, big week with some big boxes along the way. What did you guys pick up this week? You find anything good out on the hunt? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day, and then some. Even more for you over there on the old Patreon channel, including giveaways and all kinds of other stuff. Check it out. Support the channel. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. My book, The Complete Guide to the WWE Jakks Classic Superstars Series, now available on Kindle. Check it out if you haven't already. And then Sir Paul 64 is where you're going to find me on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for another week of weekly purchases, you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way to Minneapolis.